Welcome to this short introduction of the TinnGO project. I'm Hilda Christensen, and technical lead of the TinnGO project. The TinnGO project is a research and innovation project financed by the European Horizon 2020 program. And this slide shows the overall aim and geographical scope of the project. Main pillars of it are the observatory, the repository, which are fed by the knowledge production, which takes place in 10 local hubs. While the repository stores raw data, survey designs, etc., the observatory is meant to create a platform for collection, coordination, and innovation of existing knowledge and initiatives. The objective of the TinnGO project is, as you can see, to promote gender equality and diversity in all areas of transport at European level. We have 20 partners in the consortium, and it runs from until November 2021. The TinnGO project has an ambitious goal of contributing to creating gender smart mobility, not only for women, but for all. And the topics, the methods, and the political ambitions, they span wide, and I will offer you some examples of what we have done so far. First of all, the TinnGO activities are guided by a range of key concepts and methods. Among them, the most important are gender smart mobility, which is a composite concept consisting of smart transport and smart city discourses combined with gender and diversity mainstreaming. Secondly, there is intersectionality or intersectional analysis, which indicates that gender cannot stand alone. Gender, be it men, women, transgender, third gender, is always intersecting and co-created with other categories such as ethnic, class, sexuality, locality, to mention a few, and which in these combinations create discrimination or also privileges. And certainly we operate with gender and diversity action plans, which I will show you in the next slide. The TinnGO outputs consist in gender action plans, and here's one example from the Paris region, a big metropolitan region in Europe, where the GADAP plan implies a systematic setup of aims, which you can see, which is to provide and improve the inclusion of marginalized groups in the new shared mobility systems, bike sharing and in public transport, and it includes a systematic mapping of data. And it also involves both private and public stakeholders, and plans includes mobilizing campaigns and systematic analysis and change of planning and design. And this is a systematic way of working with gender smart mobility, which is not taking place, which is quite new and innovative. A second input from the TinnGO is to develop to use the TinnGO indicators in inclusive design models. The TinnGO indicators for gender smart mobilities are that they require affordability, the effectiveness, sustainability, attractiveness, and inclusiveness of these new shared modes. And here you see a design for a tricycle and also some new models of e-scooters, and this also, the innovation activities also includes shared biking, which are made more accessible for women and other groups, providing, for example, child seats and baskets for shopping bags. And also one of the TinnGO methods consists in a systematic mapping of good practices in various European countries where they have taken the first steps towards gender action plans. One of the TinnGO outputs have been the development of a digital tool which is applied to find relevant national and comparative search queries, and where we have looked into the visual representations of smart cars, autonomous cars, and passengers. And we have developed a tool and tagged 2,500 images and put very short, the analysis showed that technology is very dominant and that there is a lot of misreadings of persons, things, persons for things, gender misreadings in particular, and such misreadings might also have an effect on the development, more recent developments of CAT and safety issues. You can read more about it in the public report on the digital analysis. The TinnGO methods also consist in a new model of studying gender footprints in STEM and mobility research, where we combine the composition of research teams with content of research, which is a new way of addressing the gender imbalance in STEM, and which includes also the knowledge production and the culture in question. One of our outputs is also comprehensive data collection, a survey which is now conducted across 10 hubs in Europe, where we share, where we collect 400 responses from each hub, and where we apply a gender and diversity sensitive survey tool, and also using intersectional categories. The aim is to summarize the data collection in a comparative approach, and also to develop a new tool for agent or group-based modeling for city planners and mobility providers. We have made a small survey also on the COVID-19 impact on transport in terms of gender, and we found that existing inequalities are being galvanized through the COVID period. More men in cars and more women in other taking other transport modes, or are prevented from mobility. But we also found a willingness both among men and women towards a change of existing modalities and towards the use of non-motorized mobility. We hope that the TinnGO will create, and all the methods, the data collections, and also the policy implications will create a gender smart city pillar, which will become a natural part of the smart city discourses in the future. TinnGO outreach, we featured Multistakeholder forum recently, which has been widely distributed at the various TinnGO platforms. You can take a look. And finally, you are also invited to get involved, both in the observatory and to supply the also stuff for the repository. I thank you very much for your attention.